And we've heard this all before. Availability is the greatest ability, right? Kristaps has only missed 32 games in 3 years. Joel Embiid only played 31. So while Joel Embiid is one of my favorite players to watch, and I think he's the best entertainer that the game's seen since probably Shaq as a player, Kristaps is just, I think he's an unstoppable force down there with his point of his length. He gets to his sweet spots. He does a lot of great things. 7'3", shooting threes, taking off the dribble. One thing about it, when you can shoot basketball and you're skilled and you don't rely on your athleticism, you're going to have a long run in this league. And I think Joel Embiid is great, but the guy hadn't played in back-to-backs yet. He hadn't played a full NBA season, so I don't know. I mean, it scares me to think about this, and I don't even want to say the name, but I have to because they're comparing him. But Greg Oden and his body and how he can never really stay healthy, that's kind of what I think about when I see Joel Embiid getting banged up so
You know what, Chance? We don't usually agree on a lot of things, but
I'm going to change that, Paul. I'm just saying, you need to change that.
You got to change
I will have to go ahead and agree with you on this one. Like you said, the best ability is availability, and that's something that Porzingis brings to the table. You know, I always said, and you guys can contest to this, but you've been around guys that have been hurt, and they've been hurt a majority of their career. Especially when you get hurt earlier in your NBA days. I can name some names. Of course, you look at guys like who should have better careers than they should have had, like guys like Derrick Rose. You know, Baron Davis is one of those guys. If he didn't get injured, he would have been,
Dizzle.
I think he would have been one of the greatest point guards. And I look at him as a guy who just, it'll be hard for me to see him having a 10, 12-year great career because of the injuries, but right now I have to say Porzingis, just for the fact that he's out there. He's available.
It's fair, right, Jalen?
I disagree with both of you guys.
Never mind.
Are you tripping?
That's fine. We missed you, buddy.
We're only talking about the process, not because of how they handled the Michael Carter-Williams situation, Nerlens Noel, Okafor, Markelle Fultz went #1. We don't even talk about how Philly messed up those situations. We're talking about the process because of Joel Embiid. He gives you the points, gives you the rebounds, he gives you the blocks. Of course, he has a magnetic personality, but in today's game, if you could get his attributes from a guy that's going to play down low and be an anchor, and by the way, I understand the injury concerns, fair point. Porzingis has had injury issues also, including this season.
So if you're
If you're starting a team and you wanted to pick one of those guys, I would take Joel Embiid.
By the way, just for the record, Joel Embiid is officially playing. He is officially playing.
See,
Christmas is happening.
But that's what I'm saying. We got to do that every game.
Well, it is suspenseful.
All those
Good
things
TV.
you mentioned, blocks, points, I want that more than 40 games.
But here's the thing.
In 3 years.
But here's the thing we truly have to pay attention to. When you have historic franchises like the Lakers and Boston and Philly and the Knicks have productive young players, now this has to translate into some winning.
Yeah, otherwise, what is this?
Okay?
What is it?
Kristaps, in the process,
Now let me
we need
ask
to
you
see
this
these
though.
teams actually
You look at
productive in the
Philly, what
playoffs.
they have as far as talent, and you look at the Knicks on what they have as far as talent. The Knicks are in the playoff race, and Philly is not.
I like where you're going, Paul Pierce.
I'm like, who would I rather have? I mean, Porzingis is carrying this team. Like, when he's on the court, he's carrying this team into a playoff battle right now. They're going to fight for playoff position. Right now, I'm not so sure Philly makes it.
Chauncey.
And a lot of people would say Philly has the biggest upside as far as a young team. I'm not so sure.
Chauncey, we need Philly in that playoff race, right?
Oh, we need a bad. I want to see Embiid
Sixers in that
But
playoff
that-
race.
and Simmons killing somebody in the
every day.
playoffs.